Hey class, guess what?
What?
Today is the ultimate behavior card day you'll never forget. Follow me, class.
Okay.
Now class, this is Roomy Super Mario's classroom. Let's go inside.
Why hello there, Mrs. Crystal. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you sir.
You came very early to my class, I see. By the way, my ultimate behavior card day starts at 8:28 p.m. It is now 2:05 p.m., so you have 6 hours and 28 minutes of free time with your class.
Okay, my students can play on their devices if they want.
Sounds good, and you may capture a video footage of me doing my ultimate behavior card day.
Thank you sir.
Welcome class, to my ultimate behavior card day. The legend has a total of 957 behavior cards. So pay very close attention to the cards on my blackboard. Rainbow means you graduate forever. Platinum means you have a millennium off. Gold means you have a century off. Silver means you have a decade off. Bronze means you have a lustrum off. Wild watermelon means you have 105 years off. Wild strawberry means you have 104 years off. Vivid cerise means you have 103 years off. Violet red means you have 102 years off. Vanilla ice means you have 101 years off. Utah crimson means you have 100 years off. Ultra pink means you have 99 years off. Tulip means you have 98 years off. Tickle me pink means you have 97 years off. Thulian pink means you have 96 years off. T-rose pink means you have 95 years off. Tango pink means you have 94 years off. Super pink means you have 93 years off. Strawberry means you have 92 years off. Steel pink means you have 91 years off. Spanish pink means you have 90 years off. Spanish crimson means you have 89 years off. Solid pink means you have 88 years off. Smitten means you have 87 years off. Shocking pink means you have 86 years off. Shampoo means you have 85 years off. Schloss pink means you have 84 years off. Scarlet pink means you have 83 years off. Salmon pink means you have 82 years off. Salmon means you have 81 years off. Ruddy pink means you have 80 years off. Ruddy means you have 79 years off. Ruby means you have 78 years off. Ruber means you have 77 years off. Rose veil means you have 76 years off. Rose pink means you have 75 years off. Rose gold means you have 74 years off. Rose bonbon means you have 73 years off. Rose means you have 72 years off. Razzle dazzle rose means you have 71 years off. Raspberry rose means you have 70 years off. Raspberry pink means you have 69 years off. Queen pink means you have 68 years off. Pink sherbet means you have 67 years off. Pink pearl means you have 66 years off. Pink orange means you have 65 years off. Pink lavender means you have 64 years off. Pink lace means you have 63 years off. Pantone pink means you have 62 years off. Pink means you have 61 years off. Piggy pink means you have 60 years off. Persian rose means you have 59 years off. Persian pink means you have 58 years off. Pastel pink means you have 57 years off. Pale pink means you have 56 years off. Orchid pink means you have 55 years off. New York pink means you have 54 years off. Neon fuchsia means you have 53 years off. Nageco pink means you have 52 years off. Mexican pink means you have 51 years off. Light Thulian pink means you have 50 years off. Light salmon pink means you have 49 years off. Light salmon means you have 48 years off. Light pink means you have 47 years off. Light hot pink means you have 46 years off. Light fuchsia pink means you have 45 years off. Light deep pink means you have 44 years off. Light crimson means you have 43 years off. Light carmine pink means you have 42 years off. Lavender pink means you have 41 years off. Lavender blush means you have 40 years off. Hot pink means you have 39 years off. Hollywood cerise means you have 38 years off. Fuchsia rose means you have 37 years off. Fuchsia pink means you have 36 years off. French pink means you have 35 years off. Folly means you have 34 years off. Fluorescent pink means you have 33 years off. Flamingo pink means you have 32 years off. Fandango pink means you have 31 years off. Electric crimson means you have 30 years off. Dogwood rose means you have 29 years off. Deep pink means you have 28 years off. Deep cerise means you have 27 years off. Deep carmine pink means you have 26 years off. Dark salmon means you have 25 years off. Dark pink means you have 24 years off. Coral pink means you have 23 years off. Classic rose means you have 22 years off. China rose means you have 21 years off. China pink means you have 20 years off. Cherry blossom pink means you have 19 years off. Cherry means you have 18 years off. Charm pink means you have 17 years off. Cerise pink means you have 16 years off. Cerise means you have 15 years off. Carnation pink means you have 14 years off. Carmine pink means you have 13 years off. Candy pink means you have 12 years off. Cameo pink means you have 11 years off. Bubblegum means you have 10 years off. Rink pink means you have 9 years off. Brilliant rose means you have 8 years off. Bright pink means you have 7 years off. Blush means you have 6 years off. Barbie pink means you have 5 years off. Baker Miller pink means you have 4 years off. Baby pink means you have 3 years off. Amaranth pink means you have 2 years off. Amaranth means you have 1 year off. Wisteria means you have 115 months off. Wine dregs means you have 114 months off. Wild orchid means you have 113 months off. Vivid violet means you have 112 months off. Vivid orchid means you have 111 months off. Vivid mulberry means you have 110 months off. Violet means you have 109 months off. Veronica means you have 108 months off. Nube means you have 107 months off. Tyrian purple means you have 106 months off. Twilight lavender means you have 105 months off. Teal magenta means you have 104 months off. Sky magenta means you have 103 months off. Royal purple means you have 102 months off. Rich lilac means you have 101 months off. Rich lavender means you have 100 months off. Regalia means you have 99 months off. Red violet means you have 98 months off. Rebecca purple means you have 97 months off. Raspberry berry means you have 96 months off. Purpurus means you have 95 months off. Purple Mountain Majesty means you have 94 months off. Purple Heart means you have 93 months off. Purple means you have 92 months off. Psychedelic purple means you have 91 months off. Pomp and Power means you have 90 months off. Plum means you have 89 months off. Pink lavender means you have 88 months off. Phlox means you have 87 months off. Pearly purple means you have 86 months off. Patriarch means you have 85 months off. Pastel violet means you have 84 months off. Pastel purple means you have 83 months off. Pansy purple means you have 82 months off. Pale violet means you have 81 months off. Pale plum means you have 80 months off. Pale lavender means you have 79 months off. Palladinate purple means you have 78 months off. Orchid means you have 77 months off. Opera mauve means you have 76 months off. Old mauve means you have 75 months off. Old heliotrope means you have 74 months off. Navy purple means you have 73 months off. Mulberry means you have 72 months off. Medium violet red means you have 71 months off. Medium ruby means you have 70 months off. Medium red violet means you have 69 months off. Medium purple means you have 68 months off. Medium orchid means you have 67 months off. Medium lavender magenta means you have 66 months off. Mauve means you have 65 months off. Mardi Gras means you have 64 months off. Magenta pink means you have 63 months off. Magenta haze means you have 62 months off. Alizarin purple means you have 61 months off. Lilac means you have 60 months off. Light pastel purple means you have 59 months off. Light orchid means you have 58 months off. Light medium orchid means you have 57 months off. Light grayish magenta means you have 56 months off. Lenurple means you have 55 months off. Lavender purple means you have 54 months off. Lavender indigo means you have 53 months off. Lavender means you have 52 months off. Languid lavender means you have 51 months off. Jazzberry jam means you have 50 months off. Japanese violet means you have 49 months off. Iris means you have 48 months off. Indigo means you have 47 months off. Imperial purple means you have 46 months off. Imperial means you have 45 months off. Heliotrope means you have 44 months off. Heliotube means you have 43 months off. Grape means you have 42 months off. Fuchsia purple means you have 41 months off. French violet means you have 40 months off. French plum means you have 39 months off. French mauve means you have 38 months off. Floret means you have 37 months off. Fandango means you have 36 months off. English violet means you have 35 months off. Eminence means you have 34 months off. Electric violet means you have 33 months off. Electric purple means you have 32 months off. Electric lavender means you have 31 months off. Eggplant means you have 30 months off. Deep mauve means you have 29 months off. Deep magenta means you have 28 months off. Deep lilac means you have 27 months off. Deep fuchsia means you have 26 months off. Dark violet means you have 25 months off. Dark scarlet means you have 24 months off. Dark raspberry means you have 23 months off. Dark pastel purple means you have 22 months off. Dark orchid means you have 21 months off. Dark magenta means you have 20 months off. Dark lavender means you have 19 months off. Dark Byzantium means you have 18 months off. Cyber grape means you have 17 months off. Crimson glory means you have 16 months off. Claret means you have 15 months off. Chinese violet means you have 14 months off. Catawba means you have 13 months off. Byzantium means you have 12 months off. Byzantine means you have 11 months off. Brilliant lavender means you have 10 months off. Bright hue means you have 9 months off. Bright lilac means you have 8 months off. Bright lavender means you have 7 months off. Boysenberry means you have 6 months off. Blue violet means you have 5 months off. Antique fuchsia means you have 4 months off. Amethyst means you have 3 months off. Amaranth purple means you have 2 months off. African violet means you have 1 month off. Saffron means you have 172 weeks off. Yankees blue means you have 171 weeks off. Gale blue means you have 170 weeks off. Wild blue yonder means you have 169 weeks off. Water sprout means you have 168 weeks off. Vivid sky blue means you have 167 weeks off. Vivid cerulean means you have 166 weeks off. Vista blue means you have 165 weeks off. Violet blue means you have 164 weeks off. Very light blue means you have 163 weeks off. Very light azure means you have 162 weeks off. United States Air Force Academy blue means you have 161 weeks off. United Nations blue means you have 160 weeks off. Ultramarine blue means you have 159 weeks off. Ultramarine means you have 158 weeks off. University of California, Los Angeles blue means you have 157 weeks off. University of Arizona blue means you have 156 weeks off. Turquoise blue means you have 155 weeks off. Turquoise means you have 154 weeks off. Tufts blue means you have 153 weeks off. True blue means you have 152 weeks off. Tiffany blue means you have 151 weeks off. Teal blue means you have 150 weeks off. Teal means you have 149 weeks off. Steel blue means you have 148 weeks off. Star Command blue means you have 147 weeks off. Spiro Disco Ball means you have 146 weeks off. Spanish Sky blue means you have 145 weeks off. Spanish blue means you have 144 weeks off. Space Cadet means you have 143 weeks off. Smalt means you have 142 weeks off. Sky blue means you have 141 weeks off. Skobeloff means you have 140 weeks off. Silver Lake Blue means you have 139 weeks off. Shadow Blue means you have 138 weeks off. Sea Blue means you have 137 weeks off. Sapphire Blue means you have 136 weeks off. Sapphire means you have 135 weeks off. St. Patrick's Blue means you have 134 weeks off. Royal Blue means you have 133 weeks off. Royal Azure means you have 132 weeks off. Robin Egg Blue means you have 131 weeks off. Rich Electric Blue means you have 130 weeks off. Resolution Blue means you have 129 weeks off. Rackley means you have 128 weeks off. Queen Blue means you have 127 weeks off. Prussian Blue means you have 126 weeks off. Powder Blue means you have 125 weeks off. Picton Blue means you have 124 weeks off. Phthalo Blue means you have 123 weeks off. Persian Indigo means you have 122 weeks off. Persian Blue means you have 121 weeks off. Pearl Aqua means you have 120 weeks off. Pastel Blue means you have 119 weeks off. Pale Turquoise means you have 118 weeks off. Pale Robin Egg Blue means you have 117 weeks off. Pale Cyan means you have 116 weeks off. Pale Cornflower Blue means you have 115 weeks off. Pale Cerulean means you have 114 weeks off. Pale Blue means you have 113 weeks off. Pale Aqua means you have 112 weeks off. Palladinate Blue means you have 111 weeks off. Oxford Blue means you have 110 weeks off. Ocean Boat Blue means you have 109 weeks off. Non-Photo Blue means you have 108 weeks off. Navy Blue means you have 107 weeks off. Moonstone Blue means you have 106 weeks off. Ming means you have 105 weeks off. Midnight Blue means you have 104 weeks off. Metallic Seaweed means you have 103 weeks off. Medium Turquoise means you have 102 weeks off. Medium Sky Blue means you have 101 weeks off. Medium Persian Blue means you have 100 weeks off. Medium Electric Blue means you have 99 weeks off. Medium Blue means you have 98 weeks off. Medium Aquamarine means you have 97 weeks off. Maya Blue means you have 96 weeks off. Majorel Blue means you have 95 weeks off. Livid means you have 94 weeks off. Little Boy Blue means you have 93 weeks off. Light Steel Blue means you have 92 weeks off. Light Sky Blue means you have 91 weeks off. Light Sea Green means you have 90 weeks off. Light Cornflower Blue means you have 89 weeks off. Light Cobalt Blue means you have 88 weeks off. Light Blue means you have 87 weeks off. Liberty means you have 86 weeks off. Lavender Blue means you have 85 weeks off. Lapis Lazuli means you have 84 weeks off. Keppel means you have 83 weeks off. Geordie Blue means you have 82 weeks off. Italian Sky Blue means you have 81 weeks off. International Klein Blue means you have 80 weeks off. Indigo Dye means you have 79 weeks off. Imperial Blue means you have 78 weeks off. Iceberg means you have 77 weeks off. Honolulu Blue means you have 76 weeks off. Han Blue means you have 75 weeks off. Green Blue means you have 74 weeks off. Glaucus means you have 73 weeks off. Fresh Air means you have 72 weeks off. French Sky Blue means you have 71 weeks off. French Blue means you have 70 weeks off. Electric Ultramarine means you have 69 weeks off. Electric Cyan means you have 68 weeks off. Electric Blue means you have 67 weeks off. Duke Blue means you have 66 weeks off. Dodger Blue means you have 65 weeks off. Diamond means you have 64 weeks off. Desaturated Cyan means you have 63 weeks off. Denim means you have 62 weeks off. Deep Sky Blue means you have 61 weeks off. Deep Kamaru means you have 60 weeks off. Dark Turquoise means you have 59 weeks off. Dark Slate Blue means you have 58 weeks off. Dark sky blue means you have 57 weeks off. Dark powder blue means you have 56 weeks off. Dark pastel blue means you have 55 weeks off. Dark midnight blue means you have 54 weeks off. Dark imperial blue means you have 53 weeks off. Dark electric blue means you have 52 weeks off. Dark cyan means you have 51 weeks off. Dark cerulean means you have 50 weeks off. Dark blue-gray means you have 49 weeks off. Dark blue means you have 48 weeks off. Cyan cornflower blue means you have 47 weeks off. Cyan blue azure means you have 46 weeks off. Cyan azure means you have 45 weeks off. Cyan means you have 44 weeks off. Cornflower blue means you have 43 weeks off. Columbia blue means you have 42 weeks off. Cobalt blue means you have 41 weeks off. Coast Guard blue means you have 40 weeks off. Cerulean frost means you have 39 weeks off. Cerulean blue means you have 38 weeks off. Cerulean means you have 37 weeks off. Celestial blue means you have 36 weeks off. Celeste means you have 35 weeks off. Celadon blue means you have 34 weeks off. Seal means you have 33 weeks off. Catalina blue means you have 32 weeks off. Carolina blue means you have 31 weeks off. Capri means you have 30 weeks off. Cadet blue means you have 29 weeks off. Brilliant azure means you have 28 weeks off. Bright turquoise means you have 27 weeks off. Bright navy blue means you have 26 weeks off. Bright cerulean means you have 25 weeks off. Brandeis blue means you have 24 weeks off. Bondi blue means you have 23 weeks off. Blue bonnet means you have 22 weeks off. Blueberry means you have 21 weeks off. Blue yonder means you have 20 weeks off. Blue sapphire means you have 19 weeks off. Blue lagoon means you have 18 weeks off. Blue green means you have 17 weeks off. Blue gray means you have 16 weeks off. Blue means you have 15 weeks off. Blizzard blue means you have 14 weeks off. Bleu de France means you have 13 weeks off. Bedazzled blue means you have 12 weeks off. Bow blue means you have 11 weeks off. Ball blue means you have 10 weeks off. Baby blue means you have 9 weeks off. Azure means you have 8 weeks off. Aquamarine means you have 7 weeks off. Aqua blue means you have 6 weeks off. Alice blue means you have 5 weeks off. Air superiority blue means you have 4 weeks off. Air Force blue means you have 3 weeks off. Aero blue means you have 2 weeks off. Aero means you have 1 week off. Zomp means you have 134 days off. Yellow-green means you have 133 days off. Vivid malachite means you have 132 days off. Vivid lime green means you have 131 days off. Viridian green means you have 130 days off. Viridian means you have 129 days off. Very light malachite green means you have 128 days off. University of the Philippines forest green means you have 127 days off. UFO green means you have 126 days off. Turquoise green means you have 125 days off. Tropical rainforest means you have 124 days off. Teal green means you have 123 days off. Tea green means you have 122 days off. Spring green means you have 121 days off. Spring bud means you have 120 days off. Spanish viridian means you have 119 days off. Spanish green means you have 118 days off. Sheen green means you have 117 days off. Shamrock green means you have 116 days off. Sea green means you have 115 days off. Screamin' green means you have 114 days off. Sap green means you have 113 days off. Sacramento State green means you have 112 days off. Russian green means you have 111 days off. Rifle green means you have 110 days off. Pullman green means you have 109 days off. Pistachio means you have 108 days off. Pine green means you have 107 days off. Phthalo green means you have 106 days off. Persian green means you have 105 days off. Peridot means you have 104 days off. Pear means you have 103 days off. Pastel green means you have 102 days off. Paris green means you have 101 days off. Palo Vernese green means you have 100 days off. Pale green means you have 99 days off. Pakistan green means you have 98 days off. Olivine means you have 97 days off. Olive drab means you have 96 days off. Olive means you have 95 days off. Old moss green means you have 94 days off. Office green means you have 93 days off. North Texas green means you have 92 days off. Neon green means you have 91 days off. Napier green means you have 90 days off. Muggle green means you have 89 days off. Michigan State University green means you have 88 days off. Moss green means you have 87 days off. Mint green means you have 86 days off. Mint means you have 85 days off. Midnight green means you have 84 days off. Mindoro means you have 83 days off. Medium spring green means you have 82 days off. Medium spring bud means you have 81 days off. Medium sea green means you have 80 days off. Medium jungle green means you have 79 days off. May green means you have 78 days off. Mantis means you have 77 days off. Malachite means you have 76 days off. Magic mint means you have 75 days off. Lincoln green means you have 74 days off. Limerick means you have 73 days off. Lime green means you have 72 days off. Lime means you have 71 weeks off. Light moss green means you have 70 days off. Light green means you have 69 days off. Lemon lime means you have 68 days off. Lawn green means you have 67 days off. Laurel green means you have 66 days off. LaSalle green means you have 65 days off. Kombu green means you have 64 days off. Kelly green means you have 63 days off. June bud means you have 62 days off. Jade means you have 61 days off. Islamic green means you have 60 days off. India green means you have 59 days off. Inchworm means you have 58 days off. Illuminating emerald means you have 57 days off. Hunter green means you have 56 days off. Hooker's green means you have 55 days off. Harlequin green means you have 54 days off. Harlequin means you have 53 days off. Guppy green means you have 52 days off. Green yellow means you have 51 days off. Green cyan means you have 50 days off. Green means you have 49 days off. Granny Smith apple means you have 48 days off. Government of Ontario green means you have 47 days off. Generic Viridian means you have 46 days off. French lime means you have 55 days off. Forest green means you have 44 days off. Fern green means you have 43 days off. English green means you have 42 days off. Emerald means you have 41 days off. Electric lime means you have 40 days off. Electric green means you have 39 days off. Dollar bill means you have 38 days off. Deep spring bud means you have 37 days off. Deep moss green means you have 36 days off. Deep jungle green means you have 35 days off. Deep green means you have 34 days off. Dartmouth green means you have 33 days off. Dark spring green means you have 32 days off. Dark sea green means you have 31 days off. Dark pastel green means you have 30 days off. Dark olive green means you have 29 days off. Dark moss green means you have 28 days off. Dark jungle green means you have 27 days off. Dark green means you have 26 days off. Citron means you have 25 days off. Chartreuse means you have 24 days off. Celadon green means you have 23 days off. Celadon means you have 22 days off. Castleton green means you have 21 days off. Caribbean green means you have 20 days off. Camouflage green means you have 19 days off. Cal Poly green means you have 18 days off. Cadmium green means you have 17 days off. Bud green means you have 16 days off. Brunswick green means you have 15 days off. British Racing green means you have 14 days off. Bright green means you have 13 days off. Bottle green means you have 12 days off. Bitter lime means you have 11 days off. Bangladesh green means you have 10 days off. Avocado means you have 9 days off. Asparagus means you have 8 days off. Artichoke means you have 7 days off. Army green means you have 6 days off. Apple green means you have 5 days off. A green means you have 4 days off. Android green means you have 3 days off. Amazon means you have 2 days off. Acid green means you have 1 day off. Almond means nothing happens and you stay here. Anti-flash white means we'll have a talk after school, but no detention. Antique white means you have detention for 1 minute. Apricot means you have detention for 2 minutes. Azurish white means you have detention for 3 minutes. Baby powder means you have detention for 4 minutes. Beige means you have detention for 5 minutes. Bisque means you have detention for 6 minutes. Blanched almond means you have detention for 7 minutes. Blonde means you have detention for 8 minutes. Bone means you have detention for 9 minutes. Bubbles means you have detention for 10 minutes. Champagne means you have detention for 11 minutes. Cornslick means you have detention for 12 minutes. Cosmic latte means you have detention for 13 minutes. Cream means you have detention for 14 minutes. Dark vanilla means you have detention for 15 minutes. Deep champagne means you have detention for 16 minutes. Deep peach means you have detention for 17 minutes. Dutch white means you have detention for 18 minutes. Eggshell means you have detention for 19 minutes. Feldspar means you have detention for 20 minutes. Flavescent means you have detention for 21 minutes. Flax means you have detention for 22 minutes. Floral white means you have detention for 23 minutes. Ghost white means you have detention for 24 minutes. Glitter means you have detention for 25 minutes. Honeydew means you have detention for 26 minutes. Isabella means you have detention for 27 minutes. Ivory means you have detention for 28 minutes. Lemon chiffon means you have detention for 29 minutes. Lemon meringue means you have detention for 30 minutes. Light apricot means you have detention for 31 minutes. Light golden brown yellow means you have detention for 32 minutes. Light yellow means you have detention for 33 minutes. Linen means you have detention for 34 minutes. Lumber means you have detention for 35 minutes. Magnolia means you have detention for 36 minutes. Medium champagne means you have detention for 37 minutes. Mellow apricot means you have detention for 38 minutes. Mint cream means you have detention for 49 minutes. Moccasin means you have detention for 40 minutes. Navajo white means you have detention for 41 minutes. Old lace means you have detention for 42 minutes. Papaya whip means you have detention for 43 minutes. Peach means you have detention for 44 minutes. Peach orange means you have detention for 45 minutes. Peach puff means you have detention for 46 minutes. Peach yellow means you have detention for 47 minutes. Pearl means you have detention for 48 minutes. Raja means you have detention for 49 minutes. Seashell means you have detention for 50 minutes. Snow means you have detention for 51 minutes. Sunset means you have detention for 52 minutes. Topaz means you have detention for 53 minutes. Tuscan means you have detention for 54 minutes. Unbleached silk means you have detention for 55 minutes. Vanilla means you have detention for 56 minutes. Very light angelo means you have detention for 57 minutes. Very pale yellow means you have detention for 58 minutes. Wheat means you have detention for 59 minutes. White means you have detention for 60 minutes, but not an hour.
It's just a blank sheet of paper.
Jovi, that's not funny.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Take this.
Oh. Huh? How did that mushroom get in here?
I don't know. I'm going back to my desk.
Oh well, I'll eat it anyways.
Mario, I shouldn't eat that if I were you. Besides, that mushroom looks dangerously delectable.
I don't care if it is delectable, Mrs. Crystal.
OMG! This is the worst mushroom I ever had!
Sorry about that, Mrs. Crystal. I tried to rush to the restroom quickly, but, phew, I made it.